I'm sorry, my phone just shut. Yeah, that's not always easy because they might be right in our face, right? Who likes that? I don't think anyone likes the revilings or the reproach of other people. But this is what he said. For the moth shall eat them up like a garment, and the worm shall eat them like wool. But my righteousness shall be forever, and my salvation from generation to generation. Awake, awake, put on strength, O arm of the Lord. Awake as in the ancient days. Art thou not he that hath cut Rahab and wounded the dragon? Art thou not he who hath dried the sea, the waters of the great deep, that hath made the depths of the sea a way for the righteous to pass over? Therefore the redeemed of the Lord shall return, and come with singing unto Zion, and everlasting joy and holiness shall be upon their heads, and they shall obtain gladness and joy. Sorrow and mourning shall flee away. Do you like that, how I just kind of skipped over verses 9 and 10 without any comment? There's a reason. I don't really understand it for sure. And so I've prayed about it. I've studied it a little bit. I'm going to study more. I will mention a couple things. So the Savior's talking to us here, right? Hearken unto me. He says, listen, don't be afraid of men, because the moth is going to eat them up, but I'm here forever. Be afraid of me. And not like be scared, but like be respectful and obedient. And then, although there would be some who'd say, no, be scared, because he has all power. But he loves us. So it's not like we need to have that kind of fear of the Lord. But then this part, awake. Do you ever see anyone that you think you're kind of sleeping through this? Wake up. There's some big things happening here. And then put on strength, O arm of the Lord. I think when I hear that, arm of the Lord, I think of that being his servants. And so that makes sense to me. Awake as in the ancient days. Now this part, I'm not sure what he's saying. Awake as in the ancient days, as in like wake up and be like Abraham and Sarah, because back in verse 2 he said, look unto Abraham your father, look unto Sarah, she that bare you. And we know that the promises that will bless the house of Israel, this is all to the house of Israel, right? The promises, the covenants, the blessings come through the line of Abraham, because he was blessed it. He was told that his posterity would receive those blessings, those that were worthy, and that they would all come into his big family of the people of the Lord. So I think that might be the case. Also, when I read it today, I also wondered, I wonder if ancient days is actually talking about a long time ago, really ancient, in fact, before this life. I thought that because when it says, awake as in the ancient days, and then art thou not he that hath cut Rahab? So he's talking to the servants. Their servants have cut Rahab. Who's Rahab? First of all, let's figure that out. When we look at that up, Rahab, there's a couple things. Rahab is used in the Bible. It is the name of a woman who helped two of the Lord's servants. She hid them when they were being hunted down and basically saved their life. So she's good. So I don't actually think that this is referring to her. But the word Rahab means broad, which makes me think of the straight and narrow path. Wide is the way that leads unto death and hell, and straight is the way, and narrow the path that leads to everlasting salvation. So, but it says wounded Rahab. So maybe it's wounding those who were for the wide way. Those in the